So basically this is like 2016, basically borderline anorexic. And then I was overweight. And then I started to cut down a little bit, but I was still in between. And then I finally got to this.
Welcome to the Success Fitness Podcast. I am your host, Christian Evans. This podcast is about improving our relationship with nutrition and exercise to achieve success in our fitness journey. And our special guest today, Duncan Tilka, owner and founder of sixpackaccelerator.com, will help us do just that once he shares his story of what helped him lose over 40 pounds, his favorite cheat meal, and who sixpackaccelerator.com is for. Without further ado, Success Fitness family, please welcome Duncan Tilka to the podcast. How you doing, Duncan?
Hey, I'm doing good. How you doing, family?
Man, good, man. I was letting Duncan know before we hit record how I love this background. I love those lights back there, and I see they're going from like purple to like a pink or a red. Man, that's really nice, really nice. That's really nice.
Thank you.
So where are you currently, and where are you currently from?
Yeah, so I was born and raised in Jacksonville Beach, Florida, and
okay.
I'm still living here. Yeah.
Okay. So how's the weather down in Florida? I'm in Peoria, Illinois. It's kind of cold and wet. It's been rainy today. I just looked outside of my window, see if it stopped raining. It was about 40 degrees. What about down there in Florida?
Yeah, we actually just had a cold front, so yeah, we're in the 40s today.
Oh, okay.
Long sleeve on.
Oh, okay.
But,
I was just getting ready to ask you. I'm like, what's your definition of a cold front in Florida? You know what I mean? So yeah, man, we're about the same. Jumping right into it. What motivated you to start your fitness journey, and how did it lead you to your current profession?
Great question. So, essentially, when I started, I had gone through a rough phase of my life, and as soon as I made that decision, I basically cut off all options. I said, I'm going to figure this thing out. And I heard it said that, like, I was setting my goals, my 1 year, 5 year, 10 year, just life goals in general, what things I wanted to achieve and help other people achieve. And One of those goals was, okay, eventually, become a millionaire, but another was, get down to six-pack abs. And I heard it said in passing that it's harder to get six-pack abs than it is to become a millionaire. And I knew I wanted to achieve both. And so I was like, okay, well, which one, if I achieve first, will help me achieve the other one faster? And so I basically set on the journey to achieve six-pack abs. And then now I'm trying to help other people do it, but faster.
I got you. So what were some of the methods that you initially started off with that didn't work in this goal of reaching this six-pack abs?
That's a great question. So do you actually mind if I can share my screen?
Go ahead. Let's see how it works on here.
Awesome. So I'll just kind of show. So this is the here, I'll go to slideshow. So this is our brand. And so this is like my journey in a nutshell.
Okay.
And so basically this is like 2016, basically borderline anorexic. And then I was overweight. And then I started to cut down a little bit, but I was still in between. And then I finally got to this. And so what was your question specifically on what did I try?
What did you try that didn't work? That didn't work.
Great question. So a lot of the things that I tried, I tried the, starving yourself or extended fasting, or, you try the chicken and rice diet every single day. And just
right.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I actually took a business course where they talked about the importance of tracking your KPIs, just like you would in a business.
Okay.
So KPIs specifically being like your key performance indicators. So like numbers, like, how many calls did you make? How many this? And so as you can see here, I had this wearable called Whoop.
Okay.
And so I started to track all my KPIs. So, times that I woke up, when I put my computer away, how much sleep I got, what my weight was, my macros, all these different things. And I was able to pace out when I would achieve my target. And then I basically just started playing a lot more sports and eating right. So I think things that I tried that weren't working was just trying to starve myself and just try to bootstrap it. and just get in
Okay.
there brute force.
I got you. So you went into analytics, basically, you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
basically,
Basically,
yeah.
yeah, you're a
Yeah.
numbers guy. You're a numbers guy. I'm a numbers guy too,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, to a certain extent. But this is very, very interesting. I'm just looking at what I can see without squinting because I'm on my phone. So it's nothing that
Oh
you're
yeah.
doing wrong or anything like that. But that's very, very interesting. Just from an analytical standpoint, because I have my Apple Watch, right? And
Yeah.
it has its own stats as far as what I'm tracking, but this looks just more in depth. So how did you come across this KPI system?
Yeah, so the Google sheet, that this is like years in the making. I would essentially track my daily habits up here. I heard it said that the top CEOs of Fortune 500 companies are constantly tracking KPIs. How can they measure
Gotcha.
their business and improve it? And so I basically took my daily habits, as you see in blue here, and then gamified it to where, like, okay, I'm trying to check these boxes every day. And then
Mm-hmm.
I started doing, okay, make sure I track my stats every day, make sure I do a sport or I do my protein smoothie. But then I really started to hone in on what we see here as Whoop. So this is where they give you weekly and monthly performance assessments, and I can see all my sleep stats. Is my my REM, my slow wave sleep, all these different
Gotcha.
intricate.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I basically take these and then I implement it into like they'll give you weekly performances, and I'll
Gotcha.
see, okay, do I need to improve in my sleep? Because I mean, if you eat right and you sleep right and then you train, it's like you're just eventually gonna get there, right?
Right, 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 right. Right, right,
So
right. I
yeah,
got you.
tracking these really just basically tracking out the data and then seeing what
Uh-huh.
levers to pull. Um, and then also another thing was in terms of like tracking, like I take my grocery list
Yeah.
and um just kind of having, okay, what are my foods that I am eating and how much does it cost, and just mapping everything out to kind of project the future and then staying on
Right.
that pace.
All right, cool. So that was very informative, very, very, very interesting in what helped you. So you said that was your KPIs, key performance indicators. That's one.
Yes, sir.
Two was you said Whoop. Is that what the wearable was?
Yeah. So it's this little fitness tracker here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did you hear about that? How did you come across that?
Yeah. So I may have seen a commercial or I heard someone
Gotcha.
talk about it. And then I decided to try it out. And then after researching, like going on Reddit and seeing what other users of it, how they were using it, I found that the way that they use their algorithm to track their HRV, which for the people that don't know, heart rate variability is the number one fitness indicator for your body's ability to take on
Right,
strain.
right,
And so just like Apple Watch and all these different things, they track your HRV. Whoop is
right.
the only one that has a specific way they measure it. And so, long story short, simple terms, I found Whoop really helps change the consistency in your lifestyle. And that as soon as I got consistency and just started doing the things I know I should be doing, that's when it went to the next level.
That's when it all clicked. Now,
Yeah.
what was one or some of your toughest obstacles that was in your way in the pursuit of six pack abs?
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of mental. It really wasn't
Okay.
even it was, my identity. How did I see myself? Did I really
Right.
believe I could achieve this? Am I a consistent person? Am I like just that belief and like seeing myself as who I wanted to become? Who did I have to become to achieve this goal? Because like in terms of like for me, if you were to say, okay, why do you want to get $1 million? There's a lot of extrinsic motivations of like, okay, you could buy a nice car, it looks good. But for me, the biggest intrinsic motivator was, who do I have to become in order to achieve that goal? What does my discipline have to become? What does my leadership have to be? I have to be willing to cut out things and sacrifice essentially.
Right.
Um, yeah.
Right. And so, in order to get six pack abs, right,
Mhm.
and being in this fitness game for a while, that's one of the number one things I get as far as requested, right? It's like, how do I get, abs? I want abs. It's like, well, if I have to be specific and be a nerd, then it's like we all have abs, right? We all have abs, right? It's just how do you get them to reveal? And you were overweight from your standard, and you had to lose weight, obviously. Well, let everybody know. You have to lose weight in order for your abs to show, right? So the abs that you already have, so they can show. So how did that click with you and saying, okay, you know what? The one thing that I got in this way is obviously my stomach, and I'm trying to reveal my stomach. What made you, or what motivated you, or was it the six-pack abs, as far as the achievement of that, or to get that, inspire you to drop that 40 pounds? I didn't mean to load that question up. I was trying to do
yeah, you're good.
but like, obviously you have to lose weight in order for your already abs to show. So now that you're like, okay, yeah, I want the six-pack abs, but it's like, man, okay, I got to lose some weight. So how was your weight loss journey in achieving that six-pack abs?
Yeah, great question. So one thing I learned was how exactly what you mentioned. You have to, like, we all have abs, we all have them,
Right.
but you have to be able to see them, and really it just comes down to body fat percentage. And so what I realized was, okay, I need to be in a caloric deficit to lose weight and thus lose body fat percentage. But the issue with that is that it's hard to just, you get hungry, like you want to eat food, right?
Right.
So, so the thing was, that's when I came across this principle of high volume eating, where
Okay.
you eat low calorically dense food. So if you were to take like a Dairy Queen, McFlurry, or like one of those, that might have 2,000 calories. Where, and just for principle's sake, if you had 3 big bags of spinach that you ate, that's only 180 calories, and you'd be
Right.
full off the spinach. Now,
Right.
and I'm not saying, you go eat 3 big bags of spinach, but the principle is the same. Finding high volume, calorically dense foods that will fill you up, but they're low in calories, so you're still in a deficit to burn body fat.
I got you.
Yeah. Does
So
that answer
how
your
long?
question?
Yeah, for sure. I love it. Now, how long did it take you to drop that 40 pounds?
So it was almost a 2-year process,
Okay.
because I really did not have all the systems in place that I have now, such as the tracking sheet to where it is now, but also using like, I have meal prep delivery services I use now, where you can just scan the barcode and it uploads it to MyFitnessPal, so it makes it a lot
Wow.
easier,
Yeah,
things
right.
like that.
That's nice.
Yeah,
That's nice. That's really nice. What's that called? What's that as
yeah.
far as the meal prep delivery service you use?
Yeah, so there's a couple really good ones that I recommend, such as Daily Harvest.
Okay.
Theirs is like, and they give you all the ingredients on the side. It's like organic, this, that, whatever. But I don't have to input the macros. I can just scan it. And then
That's
another
dope.
is Splendid Spoon. Yeah,
Okay. That's nice. That's nice.
yeah,
And I love the transparency of the 2 years, right? Because we
yeah.
live in this instantaneous gratitude type of society, right? Where it's just like, oh, lose, 10 pounds in a week. And you know what? That can happen for some people, right? But there's also people like you that, hey, it took me 2 years and there's no shame in my game. And you let everybody know right then and there were certain systems that you just did not have in place for whatever reason.
Mhm.
That doesn't matter. You just did not have them in place. But once you did, you're like, it clicked. And that's important to hear too, especially from a young man like you, is that, hey, you know what? This takes time. This took time. And I had to figure myself out,
Mhm.
versus the latest thing to just drink and figure out that I'm a be down, 10 pounds or 15 pounds by the end of month one, the end of month two. You know what I mean? Like, and that's important. That really is important. Well, it is important because slow and steady wins the race. Now, when
Mhm.
you were dropping your weight, did you have like any personal trainer or nutritionist, or how did you finally started connecting, or how did those dots finally start connecting for you?
Mhm. Yeah. So when I was dropping the weight, I didn't specifically have a nutritionist or a physical trainer, but I was watching a lot of YouTube videos. So I guess you could kind of, put them as mentors in a
Yeah,
way.
yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure.
So like Greg Doucette was a one that I learned a lot from. Jeff Nippard, even the Athlete X, and a lot of those guys. And I mean, just learning about the principles of like the law of thermodynamics. Like if you want to lose weight, you got to just literally eat less calories than you burn. That
Yeah.
was something so like I did not understand that until
Yeah, I
I
got you.
heard
I got you. I got you.
it.
I got you. I got you. I got you. It's like it's simple by the time like somebody hears it, and it's like almost like how they say it too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's how they say it, and then you realize how I guess audibly how simple it sounds or how easy it is. But going back to what you were saying earlier, it's like, I get hungry. You know what I mean? I want this. And that's like what you're talking about with the, the mental and the strength, what I'm saying, fortitude goes, comes in at.
Mhm.
And, YouTube can be a great tool. And hopefully there's another Duncan out there who's listening to Duncan right now through this YouTube and is inspired. I'm like, okay, like it clicks now. And this is the reason why, I'm doing this podcast. So, somebody out there listening that whatever it is that they need to finally connect, it finally does. It finally does.
Mhm.
And so you kind of went on YouTube, found some creators that finally made
Mhm.
sense to you and things started adding up to you. And then you just went full bore, right? You dropped
Yes,
40
sir.
and you got your KPIs going, you got all your systems going, got your meal prep going, and then you started Six Pack Ab Accelerator. Tell me about the inception of that and who it's for.
Yes, sir. So I started a Six Pack Accelerator in this past November.
Okay.
I've already got my first client, and essentially the inception of that started where I had done agency work, social media marketing agency work for the past almost 5 years, and I enjoyed doing that. It's for restaurant and bars, but I wasn't as passionate about it, and I
Okay.
decided I wanted to pivot to something where I could be more of a direct impact for people
Gotcha.
and really
Gotcha.
coach them through the things we've mentioned.
I got you. I got you. I got you. So was it nervous, finally just getting started, getting your first client? How was that?
Yeah, I'm full transparency. I think a lot of the things that came through my mind were it's this because I'm an all in kind of person. Once I commit, I want to go all
Right,
in and
right,
give my
right, right,
all. And it
right,
was really like, okay, is this something that I really want to, put out to the people that I influence of, hey, I'm going all in on this thing. And
right.
I think that was the biggest thing for me.
Hmm.
And then I decided, you know what? I'm going to try it. I'm going to learn along the way, and I'm just going to commit to it and do my best, learn throughout the process. And maybe one day I pivot to something else, but for
I
now, I'm going to
got
do
you.
this.
I got you. I got you. Now, who is Six Pack Accelerator for? Who is your ideal client, your ideal clientele?
Yeah, so our ideal clientele is entrepreneurs, business owners, and coaches
I
specifically.
got you.
People that don't have that much time to try to figure out their macros, and it's really set for people who don't have enough time. But specifically, we help entrepreneurs, business owners, and coaches.
I got you. I got you. I got you. Now, with that being said, how do you fit working out into your daily schedule?
Yeah, so with my daily schedule, I try to work out at the gym every single day, 6 days a week. Even if I'm sore, I'll just do like a light workout, and then I try to do a sport activity in the afternoon.
I got you. I got you. Now, what
Yeah.
does a typical day look like for you, as far as working out, from the time you get up to the time you lay your head on the pillow in the bed? Mm.
Yeah. So a typical day like today, I woke up at 5. I do my morning routine. I go to the gym, and then I come back. I start getting to work, and then like this afternoon after this call, I'm going to play beach volleyball, and
Okay.
then I'll come back and I'll do some of my recovery modalities before sleep, early sleep.
I got you. I got you. Now, what's your favorite muscle group or exercise to work on?
Yeah, my favorite recently has been back. That's something that was kind of
Gotcha.
lacking.
Same with me, man.
What's
Same
your
with
favorite?
me. Lately it's been back, but I always just like love chess, right? And the reason why I'm hesitant because it's kind of like, kind of like like in sports, like the GOAT debate, right? And it's like some people don't need to, be talked about. It's like that's a no-brainer. You know what I mean? Like it's Jordan, and just like we're not really going to get in debate about LeBron or Kobe or whatever like that. Respectfully, you understand what I'm saying? It's like that's a no-brainer. You know what I mean? So it's like chess, but lately it has been back, because there's so many different angles. There's so many, muscles back there that's working on you. You can start from the traps if you really want to be technical about it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and all of that. And so if you just work your way all the way down to your lower lats, and even how your obliques can still affect the look of your back too. You know what I mean? Like if you really think about it. From an aesthetic standpoint, but yeah, because you can compound, you can isolate. So with that being said, what's your least favorite?
Least favorite? It would probably be. I really don't have a least favorite right now. I don't know.
I got you. Or one that, let's say, you do less of, that you do is like, I need to add that a little bit more.
I know exactly. Yeah, I'd say hamstrings.
Hamstrings? Yeah.
Like I do compound lifts, but in terms of isolates, like I don't really do hamstrings that much.
Yeah. Same here. Love-hate relationship. I just keep saying it every podcast that I ask people a ton of same questions. But usually Monday is International Chest Day, right? And I've pretty much changed it for me to be leg day, because it's like I can do chest 5 times a week. You know what I mean? And Monday is just an extra day for it. But if I go in Monday and started off my week right, then I ended off right. So today I went in and I did actually legs and chest. I did pretty much 2 parts. Some hamstring deadlift, not hamstring deadlift. So some deadlifts on the hack squat machine, doing those. And then I actually did isolate some hamstring curls, but just lightweight, right? So just trying to transfer my mind versus like, you got to lift heavy all the time. You got to lift to what your capabilities and your abilities are. You know what I mean? And then just go with it for pretty much from there. But an exercise that I try to intentionally avoid, walking lunges. But I made sure I did them. I was actually cool. I had my balance, because usually I'm just all unbalanced. You know what I mean? I'm tipping over or whatever. And then I was talking to one of my friends today. I was like, yeah, I'm going to do legs while he was doing chest. He was like, how often do you do calves? I'm like, I totally did not include that into my mental routine. And he was like, okay, you got to do some calves today. I'm like, all right, you know what I mean? So I ended up doing some calves, full leg workout. So back in legs. So we share similarities. Now, what is your favorite cheat meal whenever you do decide to have a cheat meal, if you have one?
So my cheat meals have definitely changed to where, like now a cheat meal would be like cereal.
Okay, what's your favorite cereal?
So my favorite was Fruity Pebbles.
Oh yeah. For sure.
You know.
Yes, man. I fell in love with Fruity Pebbles. We stayed out in California with my dad when I was young, and I remember my cousin walking me to the store. I had to be probably about five or six, somewhere around there. And I could just remember going to the corner market or the corner store, and I can just remember this red box. This is red box. And then just going home is like the best thing ever. So I've been in love with Fruity Pebbles since I've been young. So there's nothing nobody can tell me about, saying wrong about Fruity Pebbles. So yeah, Fruity Pebbles is the bomb. And I got to keep it out the house, because I just eat the whole box in like a day. You know what I'm saying?
What's your go-to?
It's some shrinkflation going on nowadays, right there.
Oh, they make the box?
Yeah, man. And then it's like less in there, bro. It's less in there. Yeah, shrinkflation. But my favorite, I would say, cheat meal is chocolate chip cookies. Chocolate chip cookies, man, like they got to be soft. They got to be big. I don't like crispy chocolate chip cookies because you can mask if they're old. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, no, I need, you know what I mean? I need them soft. So yeah, that's my vice. That's one of my vices right there. So what's your favorite healthy meal? Is it the chicken and rice like how you were saying earlier?
Nah, it's not the chicken and rice. Yeah, recently it's been. Are you familiar with like poke bowls?
I've heard of those. Yeah.
Yeah, so like I've been doing a lot of poke bowls recently, where
Okay.
I'm putting in a lot of different, like I'll do like a serving of spinach, kale, rice, and then I'll
Spinach,
put in
kale.
soybeans, red onions, white onions, carrot shreds, and then I got this umami sauce. And
Oh, okay.
it's
Yeah, that
and
sounds like
then
it's going to clean you out, man. that,
it's a lot of
that really
stuff.
sounds
It's a
like if you
big
eat a
meal.
bowl of Fruity Pebbles, you can just eat some of that and like all is well. Like it'll just flow.
It has a
It
lot of
just flow.
fiber.
Yeah. That's important. That's important. We
Yeah.
gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about it. You know what I mean? We gotta talk about just making sure everything flows right. Everything
Yeah.
flows right. Now, what lesson did you learn about yourself when you reach your goal that you can give those who may be on the fence about starting their fitness journey?
Yeah. So one of the lessons I've learned since reaching my goal would be, fail. You can't fail if you just never give up. You'll always learn. And I would say another one is the power of your thoughts, your imagination, how you see yourself. I think the whole mental game is big. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think you're spot on. You're spot on, because when you reach your fitness goal, it's, at least far as for me, it was more as far as like, and then what? Because
Mm,
just being an all-in person, and you have to learn how to just take it all in, just be appreciative of the work that you do, because you're
mm,
such in grind mode, right? You're such in work mode that you're constantly just constantly chiseling, right? You're chiseling for that
mm.
goal. And once you get it, you're like, okay, all right, got it, cool. Put that aside and you keep chiseling again. It's like, hey, man, that was 40 pounds worth of gold. That's worth like $4 trillion. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, well,
Amen.
I can get some more. You know what I mean? And learning how to just, take the time out to, smell the roses while they're there. You know what I mean? Because
Amen.
like how you were saying earlier, your focus can change, your desires can change, and you don't want to be able to. Well, you don't want to get older and look back and be like, I should have appreciated that a little bit more,
Mm,
and I should have enter whatever, right? This whole, what I'm saying, should have method or should have thought process, right? And like how you were saying, it's mental, and that's part of having mental strength, a part of just being strong in your mind and being strong just overall. And this is shameless plug, but what I have across here as far as for my more weight saying, right? Because it's like whatever situation doesn't kill you, makes you stronger, right? And
mm.
if any situation is not making you stronger, then you ask for more weight, because it's like
Oh.
you need that. You need that, because it's like, okay, if a weight is too light, right? Just think about when we're working out, we bench press, we start off with 135, and you're like, okay, that's light. I want to get stronger. So what do? You add more weight. You know what I mean? You put a 25 on each side, right? And like, okay, that's cool. I think I can do some more, and then what do? You add more weight. So that's kind of what life is, right? If any situation is
Mm,
not making you stronger, it's like, add some more weight, add some more weight,
mm,
to a point to where it's like, okay, not to say that I need to be stopped, but it's that challenge. It's constantly challenging yourself and not being satisfied with mediocrity, not being satisfied with, all right, that's good enough. And don't get me wrong, we can all get like that, but what pushes you? What drives you?
mm,
Like you said, it's like, okay, it took me 2 years to drop 40 pounds, but I had to get some things together first. In addition, there was trial and errors. It was like, I'm pretty sure you dropped a pound or two here, dropped, maybe 10, and then maybe gained some back. So, okay, something is off, and that situation made you stronger because you learned from it. It was the lesson that you learned from it. And it's like, okay, I keep doing the same thing over and over again. What am I not focusing on? Then something else connected with you, and whatever that was made you stronger, right? So
mhm.
yeah. So great answer. Duncan, tell everybody where they can reach you if they want to connect with you, via social media, via website, everything.
Yeah. So if they're interested in directly joining our program, they can go to sixpackaccelerator.com, and
Mhm.
that's the number six. Or if you want to follow me, I post content on different tips that I've learned at Duncan Tilka. So DUNCANTILKA.
All right, I'll have all that information down in the show notes. And if you found inspiration in today's podcast with Duncan Tilka and would like to support, then sign up to my weekly newsletter, the Success Fitness Newsletter. You will get weekly notifications when this podcast publishes every Sunday at 12 a.m. Central Standard Time. And you'll get 10% off your order at my merch store, successfitnessstore.com. So click the link in my show notes. And this brings us to the end of another episode of the Success Fitness Podcast. Thank you for listening, and thank Duncan Tilka for appearing on the Success Fitness Podcast. And remember, if any situation is not making you stronger, simply chant more weight, more weight, more weight. Peace out.
Hey, thank you, Christian.